Hello.
You're live.
Thanks, Arnold. Did you hear that whisper? You're live. Because I haven't got my glasses on yet. Hello, everybody, again, and a very happy new
Yeah, Happy New
year
Year
from
from me.
us. 2021. We made it through 2020, folks. Here's to another year that we're going to make it through. And here's another wee story time with us live. We said it wouldn't be every time, and it won't be every time, but we thought we'd kick off the new year with speaking to you again live.
Everyone loves a story.
Yeah. And so, like we said in the last one, we were talking about doing some of our stories. And so we floated it several months ago when we came up with the thoughts of this. We floated it with our family and asked them, what do you think about us doing it? You know, the way everybody tells us to write a book, da, 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 so many stories, such a varied life, blah, blah, blah. What do you think of us doing it live on YouTube? And they all said, yes, yes, yes.
Help.
Phew, I don't have to write, but now we have to go live. And then we said, well, where would we start? And you know what they all said? You need to start with the story of how you first met. So, folks, we're going to do that. But first of all, when people say to us, how did you two meet? We have to give them the options. Would you like the shorter version from Arnold, or would you like the longer, more detailed, accurate version from me?
That's probably true because I forget more.
If I remember it correctly, but anyway. But then we've come up with a third option. So listen up. Here we go with our third option.
I need these. So let's start at the very beginning. We met at my cousin's 21st party in a hotel nearby where I lived. My sister Fiona was with me. I was shy and felt I'd nothing to give. But that was a night that changed my life. The night I met the love of my heart.
It gets me every time.
She wore an elegant, dusty Springfield dress, remember her? And to me, she just looked the part. We all joined in a game past the orange with the goal to reach the end of the line. Hands behind backs, passing it under our chins. She was next to me, and I thought that was fine. A young lad kept dropping the orange, so we had to repeat the process. That close contact sparked something between us that I felt I had to address.
Hold on, can I just interrupt it? There's some details to fill in here, Arnold. Okay, everybody. What was I doing at a party away, miles away from where I lived? The thing was, it was Arnold's cousin, Philip. It's his 21st birthday party. And we talked to him comparatively recently, and he doesn't remember anything about it and didn't realize we first met there. But so Philip.
It is a long time ago, Philip, so don't worry.
Philip, listen up and you might learn something about your 21st birthday party because I don't think we've ever told you all the details. But can we go back then? I was with my friend Arlene and we'd been invited to another party over our side of the city. The tennis club party. Go us, sporty beings.
The posh side of the city.
Ooh. And we thought, no, we'll go to Philip's across the city. There was a sit-down meal at it. That wouldn't have swayed us
No,
at
of
all.
course not.
No. Anyway, so that's what I was doing there. And you see that wee boy who was behind me? He's probably a big lad now, but he wasn't very big then. And every time I tried to pass the orange under my chin to this little lad, he dropped it. And I had to
What a shame.
Well, I was scared because I thought, oh no, you're going to think that I'm doing this on purpose. But you know, I forgot to remind you, there was one thing that really stood out with me, with Arnold on that night. No matter how many times I went back, he didn't take advantage of the opportunity to steady me with his hands or arm around me. Nope. unlike many other lads in that day, he kept his hands to himself. Winner, winner. But glasses. Yeah. So, oh yeah.
We can't do without them.
It's not that I don't remember it, you understand, but I'm trying to curtail it just a little bit because this is the third
This is the
option.
longer version.
Not the longest, longer. As I looked down the line, because I was feeling a wee bit for the people down the line in our team, and I mean, imagine playing games at the 21st nowadays. We probably would, but we're not 21. Anyway, there was this girl that was standing out from the line, and I thought, oh, I better watch myself. That's his girlfriend. I better watch it. So I behaved myself, and we kept on with the game. And then at the end of the night, Philip's presents were all laid out on a table. It was a bit like a wedding type of thing with the sit-down meal and then looking at the presents afterwards. And Arlene and I, my friend, and I went over to the table to look at the different presents and who should come over to the table. So I kind of spoke out for some reason, as I do, and said, oh, look, there's Kiger aftershave. Oh, I really love that. To be corrected.
It was Cougar.
Cougar aftershave.
I don't think they make it anymore. I
So
wonder why.
So I got his attention by pronouncing something wrong. Didn't know I was doing that. So anyway, I think, yeah, after that, we went into the cloakroom area to get our coats, and there he was again. So we were putting our coats on at the same time as Arnold was putting his on, and he was chatting away and asked me, how are you getting home?
As you do.
Oh, this is what we used to do, wasn't it? Fellas would have approached you, say, how are you getting home, and I'll give you a lift. That was the way you did it in those days. It was a long time ago. And I had to say to him, well, I thought, first of all, anyway, I'm glad I'd made a promise to my friend Arlene that we would travel home together. It was the height of the Troubles in 1971 in Belfast. There's no way a girl should go through the city on her own at that time of night for hijacking, lots of hijacking of cars. So I said to Arnold, I'm sorry, but I've promised my friend Arlene I would go with her. Inwardly thinking, I'm not going to sit like a stewed prune in the back seat while him and his girlfriend sit in the front, who I thought was his girlfriend.
As if.
And then he put his coat on. Then we went outside to the cars, and you know what he did? He waved us out of the reverse and aside and waved us goodbye. Oh, he got me. Do you want to continue?
Yes, thank you. We chatted a while before saying goodbye. Oh, I thought she was too good for me. Then a few months later, my uncle's remarks sparked some hope, for she'd asked after me. But I didn't drive and we lived miles apart, so that hope quickly faded away. Then a chance meeting with Pamela's mum at work led to her going home to say, guess who I met in the job centre today? On my desk, she had recognized my name and discerned from Pamela's description that I must be one and the same. A coincidence? Maybe, but I don't think so. God planned that we'd meet by his grace. For soon after that meeting with her mum, Pamela happened upon my workplace.
Excuse me a minute, just Arnold. You see the thing about details. If I wasn't the detailed person, Mum wouldn't have had a clue who you were from Adam.
That's true.
Details win again.
But your mum was quite perceptive, wasn't she?
Oh, she was, definitely. So I must have talked about you quite a bit for her to get all those details in. Okay, I'll let you. Oh no, can I just say, another wee memory. Once I found out where Arnold worked in the city centre, anytime I was walking through the city centre after that, I used to think, I wonder as he walked down the street before me. Oh, you talk about besotted. Anyway, continue. Why was I in that building? Please explain, Arnold.
I was oblivious to all this. She had just been asked to leave her job, having failed radiography by just 1 mark. And as she'd have to wait a while to train as a nurse, She came to the job centre a bit in the dark. She hoped she'd be sent up to the 4th floor. Her mum had told her that that's where I'd be. But when she got there, I was out of the room, and hope faded when she didn't see me. I stepped out of the lift onto the 4th floor. As I did, Pamela turned round in her chair. Her mum's not the only perceptive one. Our eyes met across the room where she sat, and my heart leapt when I saw her there. My desk was behind her, so I lifted the phone and instructed my work colleague to tell the girl she was interviewing when she'd finished to please come and see me as well.
Can I just say, that girl's phone kept ringing all the time as she was interviewing me about jobs to see what would be suitable, what I would go for, temporary for a few months. And she was filling in these forms. Every time her phone rang, she picked up. She was so efficient and dealt with what the query, and then we moved on with the form. But then this one time, she wasn't so efficient. She didn't say anything until the end. She just said, "Okay, thank you," and that was it. I thought, what is going on? Has he phoned her? And she just looked at me and said, "Do you know Arnold Cook?" And we just, both of us burst out laughing. Well, I tell you, I can't remember the rest of that form being filled in, but I'm sure it was. Do we go over to you again?
We chatted about that night that we had first met. She told how her mum had recognized me. I asked, could I see her that coming weekend? She said yes, that weekend she was free.
Of course.
So we met at Belfast train station as planned, walked and talked, met her mum and had tea. Our journey together had truly begun. For the next part, you must wait and see.
Oh, can I just tell about that tea, Arnold? Mum had prepared salad. And in those days, Arnold,
Whoopee.
he was not enamored with salads at all. Times have changed things. So thankfully, we didn't know that. And then we went out for this walk afterwards, and I wasn't into walking either in those days. But we went. It was quite a long walk. The company was good, and we were walking along. I think we were holding hands. I was trying to think, were we holding hands? Oh,
yeah.
Of course, still do a whole lot. We note there to long married people, how can you not hold hands? There's lots of wee signals you can give each other, lovingly reassuring each other as you hold hands. Anyway, I digress. Shocker. We were coming near enough the end of what was a great big circular walk. And for the Belfast people, it was down from Sandhill, Lattice Drive, right up Castlereagh Road, along the dual carriageway, and then down as some sort of an embankment, I remember. Yeah. Then I spotted a black cat in a garden. I said, "Oh, look at the lovely cat." And we're both standing looking at the cat. And that was our first kiss.
How forward.
Well, I received it gladly. And so then we went back to my mum's house where I was living. And Philip, my brother, lived there. So there's these two Philips, Arnold's cousin and my brother, Philip. Philip Saunders is the one who's written the books that we referred to in the last time. There we are. We plug for Philip.
No ordinary book.
Oh, yeah. Ramblings of an Irishman.
Yeah. He's written 2 books.
Yeah.
Really good.
I feature in the second one, Ramblings of an Irishman. Anyway. Enough. Here we go on a tangent again. Anyway, Philip said he would drive us both back over across the city to Arnold's home, where he lived with his mum and dad. And
did he ever thank you for that, Philip? Thank you very much.
Well, because Philip didn't want me driving back across town on my own, I could have taken you there. So we took Arnold home, and Philip was driving in the front, and us two were sitting in the back seat holding hands, and that's my memory. So sorry, Arnold, with so many tangents and details, people may not have got
the rhythm of the poem
and the wealth of it. So you could just recap,
okay.
And I will.
So let's start at the very beginning. We met at my cousin's 21st party in a hotel nearby where I lived. My sister Fiona was with me. I was shy and felt nothing, I'd nothing to give. But that was the night that changed my life, the night I met the love of my heart. She wore an elegant, dusty Springfield dress, and to me, she just looked the part. We all joined in a game past the orange, with the goal to reach the end of the line. Hands behind backs, passing it under our chins. She was next to me, and I thought that was fine. A young lad kept dropping the orange, so we had to repeat the process. That close contact sparked something between us, which is still there, that I felt I just had to address. We chatted a while before saying goodbye. I thought she was too good for me. Then, a few months later, my uncle's remarks sparked hope, for she had asked after me. But I didn't drive and we lived miles apart, so that hope quickly faded away. Then a chance meeting with Pamela's mum at work led to her going home to say, "Guess who I met in the job centre today?" On my desk, she had recognized my name and discerned from Pamela's description that I must be one and the same. A coincidence? Maybe, but I don't think so. God planned that we'd meet by His grace, for soon after that meeting with her mum, Pamela happened upon my workplace. She had just been asked to leave her job, having failed radiography by just 1 mark. And as she'd have to wait a while to train as a nurse, she came to the job centre a bit in the dark. She hoped she'd be sent up to the 4th floor. Her mum had told me that's where I'd be. But when she got there, I was out of the room and her hopes faded when she didn't see me. I stepped out of the lift onto the 4th floor. As I did, Pamela turned round in her chair. Our eyes met across the room where she sat, and my heart leapt when I saw her there. My desk was behind her, so I lifted the phone and instructed my work colleague to tell the girl she was interviewing when she'd finished to please come and see me as well. We chatted about that night we'd first met. She told how her mum had recognized me. I asked could I see her that coming weekend. She said yes, that weekend she was free. So we met at Belfast train station as planned, walked and talked, met her mum and had tea. Our journey together had truly begun. And for the next part, well, you just must wait and see.
Brilliant. Well done, Arnold. Well, you can put all that into a poem. Anyway, that's it from us.
That's it
This
from us
time.
for this time, but we'll be back.
Take care, everybody. Please keep yourselves
Keep well.
safe
God
and
bless.
Stay at home. Bye.
I hope the sound's been okay.
I actually think so. You were speaking up very clearly.
What's wrong?
Will no longer be live.